Well, last night, everyone watched with bated breath as two volcanoes, two cheerful friends, erupted with jets of scorching mud, and these eruptions were supposed to bury either one or the other little volcano. And it's hard to say for whom the scandal of stirring up and exposing all this, including criminal filth, will end up costing more, Trump or Musk? Well, formally, in terms of money, Musk has lost more so far. But for Trump, too, the last gilded veneer of grandeur has crumbled away. The publication of stories like this with all the details, you can check them out on my Telegram channel, where I have everything laid out literally minute by minute, showing who made what accusations. The disclosure of this kind of story, with all the dirt being dragged out, including probably criminal matters, will ultimately cost the president more. For the president, not for a madman with a solid reputation as a debauchee, a tyrant, and a drug addict. Last night, hundreds of thousands of hearts, broke hearts, that just that afternoon were beating for Trump. Fickleness, absurdity, a love of nonsense. Temperament is, without a doubt, a very respectable quality, but for example, for someone like Carmen, right? But when it comes to the fact that this passionate role against the backdrop of an emerging world war will be played not by just anyone, but by the President of America, the public is still not quite ready for that. And it's not even about the specifics, but rather that Trump, time and again, provides convincing evidence of his political and personnel blindness. The details, including, for example, let's say the indirect but still exceptionally and extremely dirty accusation of pedophilia against Trump, all the details you can find on my Telegram channel. So it really is a huge scandal, and it's not dying down. It has entered a kind of dormant phase. And by the way, as far as I know, I was the only one who predicted this scandal. Because if you open my Telegram channel from as far back as January 7th, you'll clearly see that it quite literally says that after having soared to such incredible political heights, the blessed and celebrated Elon is without a doubt bound to eventually lose his mind. There is nothing new about this. And most likely, after January 7th, Musk will soon start hinting that Trump owes his election victory to him and his billions. And in response, Trump will get busy artistically unscrewing Musk's head. Well, besides that, there are also various other posts there which are probably also worth reading. So that was the prophecy. And now everything is in a state of uncertainty. It's clear that steam is rising above Edgar Hoover's old lair now, the FBI headquarters. Because right now, that very indignant mind is boiling there, preparing an avalanche of details about Elon Musk's sexual and drug-related escapades. Well, I don't think there will be any minors among Musk's sexual partners, but surely a robot vacuum cleaner will turn up. In general, it's very difficult to predict whether this scandal will die down or intensify and escalate. Everything depends on the dose Musk might take, on the substance he uses, or on a fleeting whim of Trump, who, as it turns out, does not obey the main logic, the logic of existence. By the way, on June 14th, a large rally against Trump is scheduled to take place in Manhattan. It won't change anything, but it will probably add more cracks. In general, we just happen to be unlucky. Well, really unlucky, my dear friends, that it was the first quarter of the 21st century that became, let's be honest, at least with each other. The first quarter of the 21st century has become the era of fools and the triumph of fools.